Good morning. It's 9:30. We'll call the April 8th meeting of the Board of Supervisors to order. Would you please rise for the pledge of the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there any public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications?
Yes, it's in the referral to item 16. Authorization, you're going to vote to do something you already did. The building's already been tore down. Is this the corner of Cherry and West
No.
Gore?
No,
Okay.
this is something
No,
different.
this is Gore near Perkins.
West.
Yeah,
Or near West Street.
or west,
Okay.
between West and Perkins.
What, I'm horrible with, what's the landmark near that?
Kearsarge Fire Station, right across the street.
Oh, that house that's like not visible, is that the
Yeah,
property?
that's the one.
Okay. Wrong direction.
No problem.
I just wasn't sure with the address. I'm horrible with addresses in the township. More of a location. Good. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Sure thing.
He just brought that up. Is the guy sick, dead? That lives there?
That I'm not sure of. And, okay. We'll move on to number 4, approval of the minutes from March 25th. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion, Dan.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 5 is approval of the bills. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to item 6, bids and quotations. The first item would be from Mill Creek PD, situational awareness subscription renewal. Chief Mook?
Thank you. We have been utilizing Intrepid Response, a situational awareness solution for SWAT teams. It allows us to communicate, plan, and coordinate responses effectively for critical incidents. The subscription renewal costs are due, and the annual amount is $3,216 to fit our needs. The date of the contract runs 1 year from the date of the PO receipt, payable to Intrepid Networks. I recommend that we renew this subscription.
Okay, any comments or questions for Chief Mook?
No, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have 2 items for Public Works. First is a traffic mast and signal replacement for Route 97 and 505, and also a backhoe. Mr. Puda?
Thank you and good morning. The Traffic Department is seeking approval to contract with Bruce and Marilee's Electric Company for the installation of a second mast arm assembly with new signal equipment, wire, and signs at Route 97 and 505. This second mast arm is needed as a result of another pole at the intersection being damaged due to a semi-truck pulling down the temporary pole wires. Cost to replace this pole is $77,352.46. This purchase will be submitted to our insurance company for reimbursement. I recommend approval to install the second mast arm assembly. And the second request, the Sewer Department is seeking approval to purchase a new Caterpillar 420 XE backhoe from Cleveland Brothers Equipment Company for the price of $124,500. This price includes a trade-in value of $23,400 for a 2003 Case 580M backhoe, which is approaching the end of its useful life. This purchase is under CoStar's contract number 44000-28102. The funding for this backhoe will be taken from the major equipment purchases line item of the Sewer Revenue Fund. I recommend approval of this backhoe as well as the mast arm assembly.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions from the board for Mr. Puda?
I do have a quick question. Insurance carriers, do we have insurance that's that's reimbursing us for the poll?
Yes, it was submitted to Diane Lyons. The first poll she submitted for that. The second poll will also be submitted. I've already talked to Diane about that.
Okay, great.
So it is being,
That'll be covered through
forward.
insurance?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure. Thank you.
sure.
Okay, is there a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay,
I'll second.
it's moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is from engineering, a 2025 small ADA upgrade project, bid results and award. Mr. Rodemeyer?
Good morning, thank you. Yes, this is an association for our 2025 small ADA update project. We received 4 proposals. The 4 listed are from Jim Brazel for $23,556, Empire Snow Management for $23,795, from Mad Creek Construction, $23,798.50, and Amendola Construction for $26,356.25. It is our recommended to approve Jim Brazel for the award of this small ADA sidewalk construction project.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Rodemeyer? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the sale of a decommissioned patrol vehicle. Mr. Bach?
The Northwestern School District contacted the township regarding the district's interest in acquiring any former township police vehicles. The vehicle will be used by their school police officer for patrolling district property and for responses to other schools within their district. MPD Car 23 had recently been taken out of service and was available. It is a 2019 Ford Explorer Police Interceptor utility vehicle with 164,316 miles on it. It is my recommendation to sell the MPD decommissioned patrol vehicle number 23 to the Northwestern School District for the price of $1. This is similar to what we did several months ago with the Mill Creek School District when we allocated 2 vehicles to them. So this is a vehicle that's been used quite well by our PD, and it's nice to be able to further help out another police department with their vehicle needs. I'll put that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is an animal transport body and equipment from Planning and Development. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you. Good morning. At the March 25th, 2025 meeting, the board approved the purchase of a Chevy Silverado 2500 chassis for use as a new animal resource vehicle. Upon approval of that purchase, the dealer was able to communicate the vehicle specifications to the manufacturer of the transport body so that they could prepare the final quote. Attached or in front of you is the final quote from Swab Wagon to produce and install the animal transport body onto the chassis. I am recommending the purchase of one Swab ARF .95 animal transport body and related equipment from Swab Wagon of Elizabethville, PA, under CoStar's contract number 025E22500. The total cost is $26,900, which includes installation. This is a budgeted purchase in the Planning and Development capital budget, leaving $3,100 in reserve. The dealer for the chassis, Lake Chevrolet of Lewisburg, PA, will deliver the vehicle to Swab and retrieve it once installation is finished so that the completed vehicle can be picked up from the dealer.
Okay. Any comments or questions for Mr. Waldinger?
No, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 7 is new and amended ordinances under review. Attorney Shaw?
Yes, there are 2 that are being reviewed. First is the saldo. We're meeting with the engineering and planning and development departments to finalize that review. And then secondly, the fines and penalties updates. We continue our review of those fines and penalties with the idea of trying to simplify and consolidate that. So those are still under review.
Thank you. Resolution 2025 R13 is a resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015 R20 in the Municipal Records Manual to approve the proposed disposition of certain township records. Attorney Shaw.
Yes, before you is a resolution to approve the disposal of certain municipal records maintained by the police department that are reaching the end of their retention period under the Municipal Records Manual. The police department records to be disposed include MVR BWC footage, that includes test recordings from 1/24/25 through 2/6/25, traffic stops from 12/27/24 through 1/9/25, incident only and special circumstances videos from 3/25/23 through 4/7/23, and case report, arrest report, SRR unknown types from 3/25/05 through 4/7/05. The recommendation would be to approve the disposal of these records.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 9 is Resolution 2025 R14, a resolution to approve a PennDOT general grant agreement for a federal aid highway project. Mr. Rodemeyer.
Yes, thank you. Yes, this is an association for a paving project where we received through PennDOT some federal funding grant monies to pave from West 23rd Street to between Evanston and Pittsburgh. This resolution will authorize the township engineer or the township solicitor to sign off on any agreements and any other necessary documentation that is required as part of this grant agreement. And I am recommending approval for this resolution.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions for Mr. Rodemeyer? Is there
Make a motion to approve.
Okay,
Second.
it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 10 is State Route 4018 West 8th Street Turnback Agreement. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you. In March 2024, following adoption of a resolution in May of 2023, the township signed a turnback agreement with PennDOT for State Route 4018, commonly known as West 8th Street, between Pittsburgh Avenue and Peninsula Drive. Due to some issues identified by PennDOT Central Office, the township has been asked to sign a new agreement. At the previous supervisors meeting of March 25th, 2025, the board approved an updated resolution 2025 R12 agreeing to the transfer. Following that resolution, at PennDOT's request, I am recommending that the board authorize the chair to sign the turnback agreement and related certifications.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions for Mr. Waldinger?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, is there a second? I will second. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
No.
And I vote yes. Motion's carried. Item 11 is a Penelec streetlight conversion. Attorney Shaw?
Yes, Penelec is beginning a program in which it will be replacing all of the non-LED light bulbs in the public streetlights with LED lights. It is authorized to do so under a PUC tariff. In order to accomplish this task in Mill Creek, Penelec needs the township to execute Penelec streetlight LED agreement. Before you is the Penelec LED agreement for your approval. Under the agreement, which is a 10-year term with successive one-year renewals, the township will receive the LED streetlight service in accordance with Penelec's tariffs. Existing streetlights will be converted over time at Penelec's expense according to the tariff, which expense will ultimately be recovered through its rates to all customers. I believe it's going to be done over a 5-year period. The township will be charged for the operation of these streetlights in accordance with the new tariff as well. These amounts are then billed to property owners benefiting from the streetlights in accordance with a formula based upon their frontage. The recommendation would be to approve this agreement.
Okay, thank you. Any comments or questions for Attorney Shaw?
No, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 12 is a streetlight installation request and petition. Ms. Page?
Yes, a petition has been received from the residents on 24th Street between Homer Avenue and Midland Avenue for the installation of streetlights. There would be 6 50-watt high-pressure sodium lights installed on existing wood poles, and the cost to the township of installing those lights is a one-time fee of $60.71 per household. These lights would then also, or these residents would also then be included in our streetlight billing that occurs once each year. The petition was signed by more than 70% of the residents who will benefit from these lights. They were requesting the approval of this installation.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
If I could just raise a question. I noticed they're asking for the sodium lights.
Right.
They're switching over to LED. Does it make sense to, if the motion gets approved, to suggest it be LED lights, not the
Right.
sodiums that are
I
going to
thought
be?
the same thing when I read it. I was like, why don't we just get them LED instead of
Yeah.
installing sodium and then having to have them converted? So.
So I would suggest the motion, to the extent you're approving it, indicate a suggestion that it be converted from the sodium vapor to the LEDs.
Okay, I'll make that motion to approve with the recommendation to install solar, or sorry,
LED.
LED.
It-
Sorry, wherever.
My question is that going to change the price
It may, that's the only issue.
of the 71, which is, I guess, the initial upfront installation per resident, and then they have the estimated cost per year, which is based on your frontage, so that varies per person. That's my only concern, is what's the difference in the cost?
Yeah, and I don't recall what timing there is on this petition in terms of does the board have to respond within a certain time period? I mean, arguably it could be tabled to investigate what the LED, change could do in terms of expense, and then reach back out to the group and say, okay, here's what's happening. We recommend the LED, and here's the cost associated with it.
That makes sense.
I'll make that motion to
Table.
table this
Yeah.
upon further investigation for the LED conversion.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a 2nd
I'll second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to table. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 13 is a national fuel gas encroachment agreement. Attorney Shaw?
Yes, the township is in the final stages of planning for the replacement of the Kearsarge sewer force main that runs, I believe, north to south in the township. It is one of the primary sewer mains in the township. The design for the project calls for the proposed 16-inch sewer line to cross beneath I-79, I believe in the area just south of West Grandview Boulevard. In order to do so, the sewer line must cross the path of a 12-inch high-pressure national fuel gas line. In order to accomplish this task, National Fuel is requiring the township to execute the encroachment agreement before you. Under the agreement, National Fuel agrees to allow the township to cross the gas line, provided it is done in a manner that does not disturb the gas line. The agreement would require the township to be responsible for any damages to the gas line caused by the construction, and to have sufficient insurance to cover any damage that may occur. The recommendation would be to approve this agreement. It does not involve any payments by the township to National Fuel for the agreements, other than the mutual promises.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make motion to approve.
And I'll second.
Okay. Mrs. Clear, how do you vote?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 14 is stormwater operation and maintenance agreement for Lot 46 Asbury Farms, 4826 Palomino Court. Mr. Rodemeyer?
Yes, thank you. Yes, this is for 2 individual residential lots located at, as indicated, Lot 46 of Asbury Estates subdivision and 4826 Palomino Court. The plans have been reviewed and approved by the engineering department, and we are recommending approval of the signed by the property owners O&M agreements associated with the stormwater management.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve this maintenance agreement?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 15 is a sidewalk deferral request agreement for 1011 Sill Avenue. Holly Corta is the developer. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you. As you referenced, the developer, Holly Corta, is proposing to build a new single-family dwelling at 1011 Sill Avenue and is asking to defer construction of the sidewalk. The property also abuts a paper street known as Gill Street, and the deferral requests deference on both frontages. At this time, there are no sidewalks on any adjacent properties, so it is the recommendation of the Zoning and Development Officer, Matt Puzz, to approve the request as presented, as there are currently no sidewalks in the area.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve this agreement?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Item 16 is authorization for Code Enforcement Department to demolish a condemned building at 1850 West Gore. Ms. Anderson?
The Code Enforcement Office received a complaint regarding a residence at 1850 West Gore Road. Following the inspection of the structure, it was condemned for demolition due to the condition of the property. The Code Enforcement Office has reached out to Empire, McCormick, Siegel, and Lakefront Property for demolition quotes. Empire provided a quote of $4,495. Lakefront Properties provided a quote for $15,000, while Siegel and McCormick did not submit bids. The Code Enforcement Office recommends accepting the bid from Empire in the amount of $4,495 to complete the demolition project at 1850 West Gore.
If I could add, Sharon, the property itself, as I recall, the condition of the building was significantly impaired in terms of foundation issues. You could see through, into the basement from the exterior. So it was a building that was really in dire straits. And in addition, the property owner is aware of the demolition and will have an opportunity prior to demolition to remove any valuables and so forth that they may wish to do. But this is a threat not only to those who were living there, but also to the neighbors in terms of an attractive nuisance. So I think this is something that is definitely needed, and good job to the code enforcement folks for following up and doing what's needed to be done.
Yes, that's correct. There are also holes in the roof besides the back wall.
Sharon, I have a question. Do we have a timetable for demolition? And is there going to be fencing or anything installed in the interim?
We can have fencing installed in the interim. I know the family was there to collect whatever they could this past weekend out of the residence.
Okay.
And then it's just a matter of one call, utilities, and scheduling the demo. So hopefully, within a short period of time, this will occur.
Okay, thank you.
If I may, Ms. Anderson, you did mark the property with
Yes,
caution.
the property has been marked with warning tape and
Okay.
around the entire property to at least put a barrier up to
Right.
try to keep people out.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Moving on to communications, Treasurer Communications, Ms. Page?
Yes, I do have something today. I wanted to take a moment and address some comments that were made as part of Citizens to be Heard at the last Board of Supervisors meeting on March 25th. A resident had stated that the township paid $1.5 million in legal fees to McDonald Illig in 2023. And that number needs to be clarified and state that it is not a correct number. That number was included as part of a right-to-know request for the 1099s of the township. The 1099 that was provided did show that $1,471,168 was paid to the McDonald Illig Law Firm, but that number was composed of 3 different components, and therefore was incorrect, and it will be reissued. There was, in 2023, $676,330 paid by the township for legal fees. $149,838 were paid by the general authority in legal fees, as well as $645,000 was paid by the general authority for security deposits on real estate purchases. Adding those 3 numbers up, that comes to the $1,471,168. Since the general authority and Mill Creek Township have 2 separate federal tax ID numbers, they should be separated out into 2 separate 1099s. As well as the money that was paid out on those security deposits is not appropriate to be included in the 1099 anyway. A 1099 is purely for services provided. So I've looked into this issue. It was a software system issue. When the 1099s were pooled, it was accumulated into just one 1099. So what is happening is I am issuing a corrected 1099 from the township in the amount of $676,330, and I will be issuing that to the IRS as well as to McDonald Illig. A second 1099 from the general authority will be issued in the amount of $149,838, and that will be issued by the general authority both to McDonald Illig and to the IRS. This issue also continued into our 2024 year, so I will be issuing corrected 1099s for 2024 as well.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. Any comments or questions for Ms. Page? Okay. Moving on to a hiring request for the police department, a full-time dispatcher. Chief Mook?
Thank you. One of our full-time dispatchers finished their career with us last Thursday, creating a vacancy. And I'm recommending the hire of Michael Kenworthy in the position of public safety dispatcher at a pay rate of $22.85 per hour with a start date of April 21st. Michael currently works as an emergency medical technician for West County Paramedics. Prior to that, he was an EMS supervisor for Integrated Medical Transport. He was also a firefighter with the Perry Highway Hose Company. Michael has some dispatching experience while working at his current and previous employers. And this follows an application and interview process. And this recommendation officially is coming from Sean McClelland in administration.
Okay, thank you. Is there a motion to approve the hiring of Mr. Kenworthy?
I will make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. We have some training requests. We have 4 for the police department. Chief, you want to go ahead and go do all 4?
Yes.
Thanks.
First, due to retirements, the department is in need of 2 new firearms instructors. The state police are hosting a firearms instructor course at the Conneaut Lake Sportsman's Club from May 5th through May 9th. The head firearms instructor at MPD has requested that Patrolman Steiner and Patrolman Delgado attend this course. Tuition is $500 each for a total tuition cost of $1,000. Travel will be by department vehicle, and MPD will provide the needed ammunition from our current supply for the training. Next, the McLaughlin Fusion Center and the Northeast Counter Drug Training Center are providing a free training on the topic of street gang investigations. The training is at the Blasco Library in Erie from April 21st through the 23rd. I would like to send 7 officers, Corporal Juka, Corporal Buckner, Detective Inman, Detective Passerati, Detective Fennell, Detective Katerna, and Patrolman Shapter to this training. Next, the 112th Annual PA Chiefs of Police Association's Education and Training Conference is being held in Lancaster, PA, at the Lancaster Marriott Penn Square from June 23rd through the 25th. Guest speakers are lecturing each day on various police-related topics that are a concern of police leaders. I'm requesting approval for myself to attend the conference. The registration cost for a member is $475. Hotel costs are $338. $169 a night for 2 nights. Travel will be by department vehicle. Fuel costs are estimated at $50, and total travel costs for this are $388. And last, the topic of human trafficking has become an emerging concern for law enforcement in very recent years. The Erie County District Attorney's Office is establishing a human trafficking task force here locally to combat this issue. The 2025 Western Region Human Trafficking Summit is taking place in San Diego, California from April 20th through April 24th. There is an opportunity to learn from several different instructors who actively work human trafficking cases. The District Attorney's Office is covering the cost of tuition, airfare, and lodging for 2 MPD officers to attend this conference. I'm recommending that Lieutenant Hardner and Lieutenant Fallon attend the conference. Per diem cost is our only expense, which is $473 each, totaling $946.
Thanks, Chief. Any questions or comments for Chief on these training requests?
I'll make a motion to approve all 4 training requests.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Planning and Development has a training request. Mr. Waldinger?
Thank you. The 2025 Annual Floodplain Conference is being held from May 18th through the 22nd. The township's floodplain manager, Matthew Puz Jr., is requesting virtual attendance at the conference so that he can earn credits needed to maintain his certified floodplain manager certification. The cost of the virtual conference is $690. This is a budgeted expense in the Planning and Development Training budget, so it's my recommendation that Mr. Puz be allowed to attend the conference virtually to maintain his certification.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve this training?
I'll make a motion to approve the training.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Next item is the Cato Firemen's Conference Dinner, which will be held on April 29th at St. Francis Ushers Club. Requesting approval for myself and 2 firefighters from Westridge Fire Department to attend. The total cost of this will be $45. I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. Mrs. Clear?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
And I vote yes. Executive sessions were held on March 27th. Litigation matters related to code enforcement, state court lawsuits, easement disputes, and permitting dispute. Personnel matters related to the police and fire departments. Real estate matters related to lease of township property, parks and recs facilities, sanitary sewer easements, and stormwater easements. On April 3rd, litigation matters related to zoning hearing board appeals, sewer system, easement dispute, permitting dispute, and contract dispute. Personnel matters related to the police department and the fire department, public safety, and real estate related to parks and rec facilities, lease of township property, and sanitary sewer. Moving on to solicitor communications, Attorney Shaw.
Nothing further on my end, thank you.
All right, student ambassador report.
Hello, everyone. We just have another quick reminder about the upcoming job fair that will be happening at McDowell High School on April 24th. This event will run from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. in the North Gym at that school, and will feature numerous local employers looking for new employees. And it's a great opportunity to form connections with local employers and embark on future career opportunities. This job fair is open to all in the community, but it's especially for students who are looking for a summer job in the area. So if you know someone who would be interested, please spread the word and help make this event a great success for us. So, but yeah, otherwise, thank you for your attention, and we look forward to sharing more news in the future.
Thank you.
Getting excited for senior year to be done. When is graduation?
It is June 12th.
June 12th? Okay. Okay, okay. Graduation is the 12th, okay? Exciting.
Okay, next item is citizens to be heard.
apologize. I know I spoke earlier, but in reference to the property that was being tore down, not the, how do you guys, like, there was that fire, unfortunately, of the property on West Gore and Cherry, and that house has already been tore down. They paid, it's already been sold. Versus this property, like, is the township going to be reimbursed for the demolition? Or will there be a lien? I'm not a real estate.
Yeah, what typically happens in these scenarios is that the township then places a lien on the property, and then when the property is sold, the township's lien is paid off. And that lien is placed, not only the base amount of the expense, but also the interest that may, accrue as well. So the township ultimately gets reimbursed those types of costs.
I mean, the code enforcement, it obviously didn't happen unfortunately, this property may or may not have had family issues or something, it sounds like, or did someone die? To get so overgrown and fallen in, and so the township will put a lien on it? And then
Yes.
but that could take months, years?
Depends when it's sold. It could take weeks, it could take months, it could take years. But again, when the lien is imposed, there's an interest component that's attached to it. So even though there's a delay in the receipt of the money, the time value of money is recovered. So, and I believe the current rate, I think, is 10% on those. So it's ultimately the township is reimbursed.
Is the hope or planning or to, because I know ordinance and variances and everything have changed, will there ever be able to be another structure there in the future?
Sure, yeah.
Because,
Assuming it meets all the, building codes and, zoning stuff that, I believe it's in a residential area, so I assume at some point, once it's demolished, the owners will likely either rebuild or sell the lot and have someone else will rebuild. And then when the lot is sold, we'll get reimbursed the cost of the demolition.
because, you see a lot of structures get tore down and they're still years later sit as an empty lot, which is, and yet we cut down all kinds of trees and fields and woods and build new houses. Not the brown field or whatever. I'd rather see prior homes space be reutilized instead of an empty lot.
I think due to its location, it's in a prime residential area that won't be vacant for long.
Let's hope. Thank you.
The other things that happen as well, Dennis, is sometimes the neighboring property owners buy it and they like to leave it empty.
Oh, in that case, that's great.
So.
I don't know the details of what happened with Gore and Cherry property. I was amazed at how quickly it was tore down, filled in, and resold. I don't know if that's going to stay green. I know I wouldn't want a house that gets hit every decade, it seems like. It's not the best of location. And I will say, with the house gone, it's a lot easier to see and drive through there. It's a lot more open. It doesn't, I don't know if it's going to stay that way or who bought it or what, but good luck to whoever has it now. Thank you.
Thanks, Dennis.
Thanks, Dennis.
Okay, no one else? We'll have a motion to adjourn.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Chairman. May I make a quick announcement?
Sure.
Okay. I would like to make sure it's stated into the minutes that we have a senior series event coming up. It's next Tuesday, April 15th. This is a part of our senior series. We are trying to engage our seniors in different educational opportunities, and we usually have cookies and water and fun stuff like that. But anyway, this month we are talking about the benefits of pre-planning, making final arrangements, expenses. We'll have LECOM there, Highmark Caring Place, and we have someone speaking from a local institution to talk about the benefits of pre-planning for for your end-of-life services. So anyway, we already have 17 people signed up, so you can call our office. You can call Emily at 833-1111, extension 301, to sign up next Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Okay, thank you. And also there a reminder that April is National Smoke Detector Awareness Month. You know, with the recent tragedies here in the township with the fatal fires that we've had, is a reminder to everyone to make sure that your smoke detectors are functioning, you're replacing your batteries, and you're checking your detectors regularly. Thank you. All right, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, I'll second.
All right. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, this motion is adjourned meeting's adjourned at 10:10.